before I get going, I just wanted to kind of make sure everyone knew. I know we're all here for Noah, Michelle, and everything, but for the majority of y'all, I'm sure you've been waiting for this best man speech. So I just want to make sure I deliver for you guys. And yeah, so I'm sure we have a ton of people in here, obviously, all here to support Noah, Michelle. But we've got engineers, we've got healthcare providers, we got entrepreneurs. We've got a ton of people in here. Georgia Tech graduates. A ton of amazing people in here, guys, and out of all those people, I'm the best. The best man. So I wanted to take you guys on a quick trip down memory lane real quick. So Noah grew up, he was the only child for a little bit, about 2 years he was on this earth by himself, by his lonesome, and then he was my parents' whole world. But then Savannah came into the world. Yeah. And that was about 2 years. That Noah, had that time, and then Savannah showed up, and then 2 years later, Sadie joined the party. Don't get me wrong. Noah was super grateful for all that company and everything as he was, progressing through life. But at the end of the day, he got a little bit tired of all the tea parties and glitter and trying to dress up and Barbie dolls. So reinforcements were on the way. There I came about 4 years later after Sadie, and it was crazy. I don't know, we had a few adventures, and the very first real memory I have with Noah is I was in a high chair, we were eating dinner and stuff, and I always was a very messy eater. I still kind of am. I don't know, some people say that. I was a very messy eater, and so I always would get food all over my cheeks, and Noah was always there to wipe my cheeks clean. So ever since that day, he was always my best bro. I felt like I didn't really know who he was when I was that little, but I just knew he was cool. So I wanted to be around him. And yeah, another thing, we would always have weird things that we'd like to do, and for some reason one of them was laser tag. So I don't know if anyone's played laser tag here, but we would always go and try to have fun doing that. And I remember one time we planned it a week in advance. I was like, I gotta play some laser tag, you know what I mean? And I don't really remember how old I was, probably 12 or something like that, but we would go and we would play laser tag, and we planned it in a week in advance. I was super pumped up, and we got to the laser tag arena after a week of waiting, and we walked in, and it was a ghost town, bro. No one was there, and I was so sad. I was like, bro, come on, bro. This is gonna be so much fun. And it just kind of sucked, because I was really looking forward to that time with Noah. And I looked at him and I was like, bro, I guess we're gonna have to take a rain check, it's not really going to plan, that kind of thing. And Noah looked at me with this fire in his eyes. And he said, bro, we're getting in that arena. So there we were, 2 dudes running around this laser tag arena looking like crazy people, just playing one-on-one battle royale to the death. But yeah, we were just running around. And right then I noticed 2 things about Noah that I'll always remember. One, well, those games were prepaid, and Noah was just making sure he got his money's worth. But number 2, he always made sure I had a good time. Even in situations where it wasn't really ideal or things weren't going to plan, he was always there to make sure I felt good. And on top of that, even stuff like chores. I'm sure most of us, around the house have to help out, just to get ready and everything. And at my house, it was walking the dogs. That was my kind of responsibility, and so, or that's what it felt like at least. And so I was there, walking the dogs. I didn't really want to do it. I was probably 8, 9. I would walk down, touch the stop sign, come back, and eventually my mom was like, Noah, bro, you gotta get Kate to walk the dogs more. And so Noah was like, all right, cool. He came and he was like, this is kind of when we were on our Star Wars grind. I don't know if anyone here likes Star Wars. Yeah, so he got me into Star Wars, and he was like, yo, let's have a lightsaber battle as we run down the street with the dogs. So there we were, running down the street, dog in one hand, lightsaber in the other. We were just slipping as we run down. I was force pushing him and everything, and it was so much fun. And that was the main memory there. And then we fast forward a few years down the line, and I was probably 12, maybe 13 at this point, and I was still walking the dogs and everything. And for some reason, Noah would still ask me to have those lightsaber battles. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's fine, we can do that. But man, it really clicked. Noah really enjoyed these lightsaber battles. I was kind of older, and I was kind of cool not to do it, but Noah insisted. So we always made sure to do that, and yeah, so that was so funny. Okay, anyways, so then, fast forward a few more years, Noah's, going through high school, all good, he's meeting a ton of people, a ton of friends. finished top 11th in the class. Yeah! Finished top 11th in his class, and he was feeling good. Made it into Georgia Tech. Yeah! So he made it into Georgia Tech, and I was like really excited for him. My whole family was super proud of him. You know, first sibling to go to college. We were all really nervous. We didn't really know what was to come or anything. But Noah, I remember we dropped him off for for this dorm and everything. We got him moved in and everything. And we were walking out of the door, got in the car, driving down, and I just remember like looking back and seeing Noah waiting, and I just started crying because he was my big bro. I felt bad almost because like, what was he gonna do without me? I was always there for him, his little guy, his brother from the same mother, his lightsaber buddy. Like, what were we gonna do? But luckily, those feelings were short-lived, and we eventually, he invited me to a family and friends weekend at Georgia Tech, and that was really cool for all the Georgia Tech people here. I got a cool experience of what y'all's campus was like, got to experience the unique cuisine at the dining halls, and I got to sleep on his futon, which kind of felt like it was made of bricks, but I got some sleep. And then, I even got to ride on the little scooters around the city and stuff, the electric ones that just go around. So it was a really cool time for me. And during that time, I kind of saw Noah, and I figured out Noah's figuring out who he is, and he was really starting to grow into himself and really figure out who he wanted to be, where he wanted to head next. And he was meeting, all these friends at the Catholic Center and just through tech itself, calculus camp, wherever you all are, yeah. And yeah, it was really cool. I got to see Noah kind of grow into himself, right? And however, it kind of felt weird because it was almost like one thing was missing, and that missing piece was Michelle for Noah. Honestly, he never really, I don't know, I'd never seen him the way he had been whenever Michelle came into his life, and it was really special to see that connection for them. And I'll never forget, we were sitting there, and Noah was like, yeah, so there's this girl, and he was kind of getting a little nervous. He's like, yeah, and I ever since then, the first time I met her, and I gave her a hug, and she was good hugs, guys, by the way. Gave her a hug, and I just knew she was gonna be around for a while. So I'm super glad, Michelle. I feel like you compliment Noah in so many amazing ways, and I really do feel like I couldn't imagine anyone more perfect for his role as, wait, your wife? Yeah. Anyways. So yeah, I honestly, I think you're amazing, you're great, you're so charismatic, and the way you live life is perfect for Noah. And yeah, so, and then, yeah, one more thing about Noah is, I always kind of had a really hard time, explaining Noah to some of my friends and stuff, because he was my older brother, and I would explain, and they just didn't really get it, and and it's because when I think of your typical older brother, I think of the one that's kind of bossing everyone around, making sure everyone's, in line, doing their thing, doing what they're supposed to do. And that just wasn't Noah. He was always putting me and my family first in anything he did. And he always wanted to make sure that we had a good time doing the things that we wanted to do, even when it didn't go to plan. And Noah, bro, if there's one thing I want you to take out of this, it's that I love you a lot, man. And although, I'm getting demoted to second string now, it's all good, man. And I want you to know that I love you, and I'll always be here for you whenever you're ready for that next lightsaber battle. And yeah, bro, thanks for being my best bro for so long. And Alright guys, so real quick, all join me in raising a glass. This is to Michelle and Noah and their future together. Keep achieving your dreams, guys.